welcome to my November Spotlight Stamping class. We are on week number 2 this week, and we're using the Sending Cheer stamp set for all 4 card designs this month. If you've purchased the kits, please make sure you have kit number 2 with you. If you haven't purchased the kits, please do watch along. If you don't subscribe to my channel, if you hit the subscribe button, you will see future tutorials from me, including live demonstrations and card classes. If anyone has any questions at any point, please pop them in the comments. If you're watching the replay, still add your comments. It's nice to see who's watching and what you think of the card designs. So let's skip over to my desk and we will start the tutorial. Okay, so for today's card, we are going to be making this design. As I mentioned earlier, we're using the Sending Cheer bundle of products. I've used the stamp set as well as the dies. I initially just bought the stamp set, but actually after a little play, I thought, no, I definitely need those dies. So this is the design that I've created for week number 2. I've paired this card with some of the Traditions of St. Nick designer series paper, which is this sort of filigree pattern in the background. You will have in your kits, I'll bring this in, if you've ordered kits, you will have some die cut bows, you will have a die cut tag, you will have a piece of the filigree paper, you will have a sheet of white card, that's for inside, and you will have your card base. Okay, the only thing that I don't provide in any of these kits are the stamped images, so I always recommend you purchasing the stamp set. So let's get started. Okay, first things first, let's fold the card. The cards are already scored and cut for you. Straight away we can add on our piece of designer series paper. These papers are really, really lovely. I'm just about to start preparing a sampler frame class with them. Because they really are just beautiful. Okay, so there we have that piece. We can also stick in the piece of white that is our thickening, strengthening piece of card for inside. Otherwise you end up with a card weighted really off balance. The front is really heavy and the middle is not so much. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to stamp our 3 little parcels. Okay, and these are stamped in Real Red and Garden Green. I'm going to start with the Garden Green first. And then add the Real Red ones. I'm just going to grab my Real Red stamp or ink pad. So give my little stamp a clean. And then I'm going to stamp. Now, a little trick for getting more of these on a page, I'm going to alternate them. So it's like when you stack your wine glasses in your cupboard. If you alternate them, you get more in your cupboard. Okay. Now, there is a die that cuts this out, but it will add a little bow on top, and I don't want that. I want just the parcel shape. So I'm going to use my snips to just cut around these. And it's really straightforward because it's almost a square shape. I've got one. Now this set obviously could double up for any occasion. You could use these for birthday presents. So I'll definitely be hanging on to mine. I also love the fact that these can create little tags on their own. Okay, so there are my 3 presents. Now what I'm going to do, you'll notice with this die, that sits just in the little cross and the bow sits on top. So the next step we're going to do is just stick all 3 bows on. And I love that because it gives you the line to make sure you stick it on straight. Now you can either put the glue on the image or you can put it on the die. It doesn't really matter at all. There we go. So those are my 3 little presents, and I'm going to put those on the card with a dimensional. And these are just little foam pads to raise the image up off of the card. I love a dimensional. I'm going to put the middle one on first. And the red. And there we go. So those are my 3 presents. Next, I want to stamp my little banner, and I'm stamping No Peeking, and that's being stamped also in Garden Green. I think the green in the DSP is Mossy Meadow. Okay, let's put that on with the dimensional as well. You'll find that if you're new to this channel, I do love things to have sort of texture and depth in them. The last thing I need to do is to stamp the holly. So let's stamp that very quickly. So holly in Garden Green and berries in Real Red. Like so. And then there is a die for this, but because there's only 2 of them, I'm just quickly going to fussy cut them out. So there's my holly. And then I just want these berries. That's it. So let's just pop these 2 together. And then that is going to go on there like that. Oops, well, that was lucky. And that's covering up that loop of that tag, which is very nice. Okay, so there we have it. That is week number 2's card, all finished. Do let me know what you think in the comments. For week number 3, next week, next Tuesday, I think it's going to be my favourite card of the set. Week number 3 is always my favourite card, and it looks like this. So we're creating some cute little gingerbread. I'm using that bow die, the present die, to give the little gingerbread man a little bow tie, and we've got a bit of a fancy fold. So do join me next week, next Tuesday. The video will premiere at midday, and I look forward to seeing you all then. Bye for now.